No bars off. Huh. Yeah. MCs take no bars off.
You know how I gotta set it off though. You gotta tell me who spit this. Well, it's the God, no illusions. Blessings while I greet y'all in the absence of confusion. With science
Busta Rhymes.
Goodness, come on, man.
I was supposed to wait.
You gotta give people a chance.
Go ahead, finish. Go ahead and finish.
With science that sparked the mind with thoughts of greater living, it gets deeper than secrets of Masonic symbolism. And I understand if you can find it extremely hard to calculate it, as dude who refer to himself as God, let me demonstrate it. If you don't get it at first, revisit it later. But in the meantime, let's examine the difference in our nature, as in loving or hateful, patriotic or rebel, positive and negative, or in God and the devil. It's been debated for years. Let's acknowledge the magic. While some embrace the jewel, others witness it as tragic. But I'm addicted to exposing the truth. It's a habit since a young and using a pencil to write the mathematics, incorporating the science while I give you the classics. While some will find it strange and resort to measures that's drastic, I articulate with clarity, reassure when you hear this. Some identify me as cuckoo or conspiracy theorist. Some might call me crazy because at times my life seems out of order, thus possessing answers to the total square mileage of land and water. I'm just, oh man, listen. For the people that say Busta's just an entertainer and not a lyricist, what do you say to that?
You got to consider the source. Pun intended.
Right.
All puns intended. You got to consider the source. I take it very. I'm all ears when somebody wants to share their opinion.
Right.
But I also recognize the difference between connoisseurs and consumers. I'm a connoisseur. I am not a consumer. When I talk to consumers, it's a different conversation. When I talk to connoisseurs, it's a different conversation. And you telling me when people start making broad proclamations about who's what, who's not, who's this and who's that, you're telling me more about you than you are about me. When I got started on my expert opinion, I came up with this, I coined this phrase, qualified opinion. I have a qualified opinion about this. It's not backed up by emotions and feelings and clout and hype. It's backed up by decades worth of research, close study, and firsthand knowledge and practice. So when I'm telling you my opinion, it's not like the opinion of someone who just really likes music.
Got you.
It's nothing like that. So.
Well, to properly introduce is, like I said, Bar With Sha, my man, hip hop writer, journalist, enthusiast, bar spitter, expert opinion, qualified opinion, podcaster, so many things, just a brilliant mind, one of the people in the industry that if you were to talk about his personality and who he is compared to what he's done, they both rival, right? It's like, you can't really say anything bad because this man is so straightforward, so real, so genuine. I mean, you talk about your name being Mecca from the source in people's phones, right? And it's like, even if you might have felt like that was a thing with that's how people knew you, it was deeper than that. Like I looked at it as Mecca from the actual source, like not from the Source magazine. Like, this dude is connected, man, like to the source. And you feel it because a lot of times, and I'm overgoing on this intro, but shout out to Mr. Mecc. I just want to show him his proper love. It's just when we're coming up in the industry, we don't always feel seen. And for somebody that you might feel like is on the other side because he's a journalist, and you know what I'm saying? But when you get that call, like, yo, come do this, come see this, I'm gonna get you here, I'm gonna put you right. Like, it felt like you were so connected, and I know you still are, but at that time, so connected to the culture, so pure. I just want to give you your flowers and salute for that time that you put in, man. We truly appreciate you, man. Truly.
Thank you, man. And thank you.
Yeah.
Whenever you read my accolades, Sha, I need you to remember one thing. I need you to add on just one thing.
Yeah.
Friend of mine in real life.
That's real. That's
if
real.
There's anything I'm gonna be proud of is the fact that there are certain people in this world who in real life I am cool with, before, during, and after whatever happens now.
Yeah.
When we would dirty little hip hop kids running around SOBs and
oh my God,
itching to perform and be let downstairs into where all the cool people were hanging out. Like I remember them days. I know that Sha.
Damn.
With the workman shirt on underneath to kick the wreck. Like I know that guy who when he got a look on BET, we were all happy because it felt like, yo, that's the guy. Like that's one of our. That's a guy. That's he's shit. So get him, Sha. Show these niggas. Like you know, we've all of us. At one time or another, from that era and from that time, we've all had the honor of wearing the mascot hat. Where we understood that we were representing for each other. When you were on stage doing your thing in a lot of places, you were speaking for us, and I mean all of us. Skyzoo, Sha Stimuli, Torre, me, Pac FM. There was a gang of us, Mickey Fax. Like we would, we would Donnie Goins.
Donnie Goins. Yeah, that was the time, man.
Yeah, love it or hate it, whatever you felt about it, it was us. And we were in this little unit and we were giving it up with each other. Like, and when one of us stepped on stage to do something, the rest of us understood that guy is keeping that door open for the rest of us. And if he does a good job, the rest of us can get through. I feel like that every time I do anything. Anything. I understand it. Sha Stimuli is probably watching. Torre's gonna see this. Skyzoo's gonna see this.
Absolutely.
Fax is gonna see. The people who I hold in high regard are watching. The people
we feel that way about you for real. Like watching my expert opinion, you and Math, it just felt like I was just watching my guys. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt really surreal to see you guys sit there and talk to people and have the show just
say the things that you would say.
Exactly. I got so much love for y'all, man.
Now, how do I know what you would say?
I mean, we've had a lot of conversations
because we come from the same place, doing the same shit.
Yeah, we've had a lot.
Damn near the same way. Yeah. We have the same regard for this thing. We have the same love for this thing. We have the same respect for this thing. We pay the same homage to this thing. We're honored to be a part of this thing. Bro, I'm doing what you would do if you were in my shoes. Period. Period.
It's a blessing, man. So when I saw you rhyming again, I instantly hit you, right? Because I was like, I didn't know how long it had been going on. I was like, yo, am I late to the party? Is this new? You know what I'm saying? It was like, I didn't know the full story, right? So I'm late on the whole my expert opinion thing. That was a dream of mine to sit there, almost like the 106 in Park couch. Like I was like, yo, I got to get my life together. I got to get enough things going on so that when I'm up there, I got something to talk about. So I don't know what the future is with that. Hopefully, you guys are at least still cordial and great and moving forward. But outside of that, like I said, when I saw the verse, I was like, hold up. This a conversation. And you said it like, yo, I come talk about it. I was like, all right, let's do it. So that was
if you want to talk, I ain't gonna tell you no.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let me
If you're listening, witnessing the coming of a juggernaut. Grab your gun and spark. We skipping the undercover part. Here's a running start. Time's up. I catch that ass. I'ma play a game of smack and thrash with a catcher's mask. Have to ask the name. Chances are you know the face. I rock from Queens to Golden Gates and labels told the way it slept like my name was Posturepedic. Watch the spot get heated. Jaws drop. Cannot believe it. Why not? It's hot. You need it. And I've been known to shake the bone about a quadriplegic. You got Magic Johnson flow. Say you're sick, but I don't see it. Beast among boys. God amongst men. Nothing whack. Hit so swift. Don't see my fist till it's coming back. Hate me, bitch. That being what you gonna take me with, slimmer than Asian chicks that babysit cases will make me fit closer than what you tell yourself you are than you could ever be. The number choice, if the choice was you instead of me, cool ass classic.
Hold up. So let's back up. This rapping development. Am I late to the party? Are you 100% back? Like what let's start there.
All right. What do you want to know? You're not late.
I'm not
You're
late.
Not late.
Okay.
No, you're not late.
So is this something that's new, that's constructed? Were you sitting on bars? Pause. Was like, what? How did this happen?
I never stopped writing.
That's good to know.
I've never stopped writing. I've always kept, everybody got the note section in the phone.
Yeah.
Hitting on it, you riding the train, you hear some verses, it sparks a thought, you go ahead and write it down. I never stopped writing.
Okay.
But I've never been consistent
in
a way that would make a dent in anything, like artistically, musically. I've never been consistent. And long story short, I lost a bet with a friend of mine. I'm not gonna tell all his business, but there's no way around it. He was in rehab. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was in rehab. He's been in rehab for like a couple of times. He's had relapses. And I don't like repeating myself. It's like a pet peeve of mine. So when I went to go see him, we got into it. And I basically let him have it on some tough love shit. Like, you wasting everybody's time. You're just gonna be back here next year. I don't even know why the fuck we fucking. It's like, at this point, the fuck is you doing? He knows me from the CBGB's days, the Lions Den days.
Yeah.
And he flipped it back on me.
Yeah.
The fuck you talk about consistency, motherfucker? You ain't never been consistent a day in your life. You sit here interviewing people, you wrap circles around you. This long story short, he ended up arguing me into, if he kept up his end of the bargain and got his sobriety chip, then I had to get active and do something again, and he would be able to call a shot. Now I'm angry as shit, so I'm not thinking about that. I just shook hands and was like, fuck out of here. I ain't trying to hear that. Yo, Sha, why this dude call me 29 days later at like 11:45 or something stupid like that, telling me, yo, I'm home. I've been doing this. And I'm talking to him. Yo, that's dope. You doing good. That's fire. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Blessings.
And thank you. And we talking. And then my computer goes, it's 12 o'clock a.m. He flipped the switch on me so fast. Yeah. Fuck all that shit, nigga. Fuck that shit, nigga. What's up, nigga? It over the phone. I'm like,
yeah.
So all this energy coming. What's up? Nah. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Fuck is up, nigga? What up, nigga? What's going on, nigga? What we doing, nigga? Now you heard the fucking 12 o'clock, nigga. 30 days, nigga. My chip come tomorrow, nigga. I'm picking up my shit tomorrow, nigga. And they mailing me some shit. So what's up, nigga? Nah, I ain't trying to hear. Every time I try, yo, what are you talking? Nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You owe me now, nigga. Now. You owe me some shit now, nigga.
Yeah.
Somebody ask you to rap, you gotta say, yeah. That's number one. That's off the rip. Anybody ask you to rap, you can't say no. I don't want to hear shit. I'm like, yo, why you bringing up old shit? What's all this hostility for? Why you bringing up old? We supposed to be happy, yo. He was pissed at me, like pissed.
Wow.
At me, angry, like angry. And when we finally got through to it, he was like, "From first things first, I'm gonna send you some shit I want you to rap on. But if anybody asks you to rap, you can't say no." I said, all right. Thinking to myself that ain't nobody gonna ask. Wrong. My manager set me up with that interview on Sirius. And the first thing he says is, yo, we're gonna go up there and I want you to spit. And I'm not sure if he talked to my homeboy or not, because that shit felt random as fuck. But he 100%, yo, first thing, you need to spit. And I was just about to say no.
Right.
And then I remembered. I said, all right. Okay. And then when I got up there, we went through the whole thing, and I was like, all right, so we cool? Y'all want me to rap or nah? And they was like, oh shit, you gonna rap? And I was like, what the fuck? I thought.
Right.
Oh, so you talk my way.
Deep down inside, you wanted to show up.
I mean, I came up there ready.
Yeah. So
I don't want to, and I also had his voice in the back of my head. I don't want him to think that I reneged.
Got you.
So my whole thing was he very specifically said, if they ask you, you have to say yes. Now,
so when he talked about consistency, because I know, like you said, we were all on the circuit, right? At one point. But what made you like the job at the Source? How did that come about? Was it a I'm gonna do both? I'm a moonlight as a rapper. I'm gonna take the Source thing. Like how did that exist for you?
It was tumultuous because the Source actually was the reason why I put rhyming on the back burner. You know, like I know Benzino was a thing back then.
Yeah.
And integrity was being questioned left and right. I didn't want that rep. I didn't want it said that if I got signed to a label, I only got on because I was the guy from the Source. I was terrified of niggas like you looking at me talking about, yo, this nigga only got the only reason why he got on is because he did that Source shit. Like I didn't want to be on nobody's back, and I didn't want it looking like that. That bothered me. So I put all rapping on the back burner. I went on full hiatus. All my rap stuff went on hiatus, and I just dedicated myself to being a full-time journalist. I will do rap recreationally. If an opportunity comes around, I'll take advantage of it. But even then, I started shying away from stuff because I felt like if I do this show, remember the not South by Southwest. There's like remember that college radio
you talking about the one in North Carolina?
It used to come to New York. It was a whole thing. It was like the ABC convention or the CB.
Yes. I know you're talking about.
Something like that. And it was all college radio.
Yeah.
They used to come, and that was a big deal because if you got on the college circuit, you could automatically start making enough money to fund the rest of your. Yo, I would get like, and every outlet would throw a showcase for those guys, and getting on one of those showcases was a big deal, bro. I started shying away from certain opportunities that I would get for the same reason, because imagine if this blows up and gets a higher profile or gets a real look. Now I got explaining to do over at my job, my day job, and I don't know how I'm going to tell them that I got to go do this show on the weekend, or I got to go do this show during the week. And yes, I'm rapping, but I'm also writing about rapping, and I don't want anybody thinking I'm biased. And God forbid I want to put somebody, God forbid a Sha Stimuli comes to me with a new single and it's fire, and I want to put it in the magazine, but now I got people questioning my integrity because, oh, you know him in real life, you being biased, or you want to do a song with Sha Stimuli, that's why you put him in, you know, and now here comes all that. So I did my best to keep any history of me rhyming, me MCing. I did my best to bury that, just to avoid conflict of interest and integrity issues. I didn't want anybody questioning my word and my integrity, and it backfired on me. It didn't backfire. I mean, I got what I wanted to happen, but I wasn't exactly happy with the outcome. Like the opportunity to pursue a career in music on that side of the pen never really just fell in my lap. And you know, it's the kind of thing you have to go after. Nobody's just walking around handing out opportunities like that. You kind of have to go after it.
You know what's crazy? And this is a full circle moment. When we did the Flavor in Your Ear remix joint, right? What year was that? 07?
What year did Michael Jackson die?
09, I think. It was that late? Okay, so that makes sense. I was going through it, right? I was finally out of the Virgin deal. The Def Jam thing didn't happen. I was looking at independent situations. I mean, I was in a dither. I don't even remember. Matter of fact, my man that passed drove me to the video shoot. It was a tough time. Like I had my girl in Atlanta, who's my wife now. A lot of back and forth, deciding if I wanted to leave this thing alone, get a job. And I say all that to say, I admired you. At that time, I was looking at you like, he did the opposite route because I was writing for Double XL up until the day I signed the record deal. So yeah, Bonsu, went to college with me. Bonsu Thompson went to college with me, and he taught me how to write like articles because I was already a decent writer. So he showed me how to write, showed me how to feed myself because I wasn't working. So I was freelancing, writing +1 section, production credit section, the rhyme and reason. I was doing all of that. Feeding myself a little, making pennies, but staying alive. And I sometimes thought about, what if I would have chose the route, got on staff, been able to really feed myself with a job, get out of my mom's crib, and then rap on the side leisurely until the demand was there for me. And I looked at you as the other choice. And I was like, damn, Mecc got it figured out. He's killing. I was like, yo, he good. He could do this, probably paid for the video, got Sarah J here, like he got money. And I'm here struggling, rapping my little raps. So perspective
that's crazy.
It's very, very interesting.
I never looked at it. I mean, I did, but in a lot of regards, I was caught up my own tree by a lion that wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It looked good from the outside, but part of that perspective, part of my being hemmed up was in that perspective that you had. Point number one, no one ever thought I needed any help. And I needed a ton of help. I had no idea what I was doing, or even worse, what I wasn't doing or what I was doing wrong.
Right.
And with all the contacts and connections you think I have, no one ever stepped to me and said, yo, Mecc, let me help you do this, that. And everybody just assumed I knew everything. So now I'm learning all this stuff on the fly.
Yeah.
And because nobody's offering to teach, they're making me feel like I should know. So I feel stupid even asking. Yeah. I don't want to ask because everybody's approaching me like, he's got it. He knows he's got it. No idea. No idea. So nobody tried. That's number one. Number two, I didn't want to turn into the rapper who was always trying to get a hookup, always trying to get put on. I would be in the offices and see people get a phone call from somebody, roll their eyes and put the phone down. And I'm like, who's that? Oh, my little cousin want to rap. My roommate's boyfriend wants to rap. Or, this, that. Oh, they want to rap. My nephew, my whatever. You don't want to become that guy either, right? Benzino wasn't making it any easier for me. He already had a full-on reputation of abusing his authority, abusing his place. Whether it was true or not, that's what the reputation was. And reputation preceded reality. So I don't want to end up in that circle either. So, I was able to rap, but I couldn't rap in front of people who could have changed my life had they heard me, because that now puts my bread and butter, my 9 to 5 in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And there was a certain amount of fear and pride in the mix. I was too proud to be embarrassed. I didn't want to embarrass myself. I didn't want. What if I'm whack? Like, what if this guy thinks I'm whack? And I just played myself in front of this dude. What if I'm whack? And the pride thing was, fuck it, I'll figure it out. I don't need nobody's help. Fuck that shit. I'll do it myself. And now there's that happening. I got told I was whack once by one like all-star producer. And then he went on to sign some of the wackest niggas on earth.
Yeah.
And I just think to myself, why did I give him any credibility whatsoever? Why did I ever think? Because he was the guy. He was making millions of dollars. He was behind a bunch of big names. But then as soon as he separated from one specific name, everybody he signed after that was trash.
And sidebar, at your video shoot, Donnie Goins had a computer out and he was on Twitter and Facebook doing all the online stuff. And I was like, what you doing, man? Like, it's annoying. I was like, what you doing?
The future.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. I mean, we knew it, but it was a lot to do. It was a lot. But I do want to talk about your approach to rhyming. First of all, you came at this thing as if you were one of those people accepting the call from a rapper that you didn't want to hear. You had this attitude that honestly I try to embody now. If I do write anything, it's almost like I don't need to really be doing this. It's not, I'm just nice at it. So I don't want to go hard and aggressive like I used to do back in the day. So you approach this thing really nonchalantly, smoothly, but I want to talk about your wordplay and your punchlines.
Okay.
So when you say things like "slept like my name was posturepedic," "watch the spot get heated," but you continue rhyming. Jay's drop, "cannot believe it, why not? It's hot, you need it," and I've been known to shake the bone about a quadriplegic. Like, you have a style that reminds me of, I want to say it's kind of like what Redman, the way he painted his pictures.
Okay.
And it has a little bit of comedy, but it's not purposeful humor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm want to make you slap your knee, but it's almost like a light-hearted, when you think about the posturepedic in the middle of, you talking about smacking somebody. It's like you almost add in some relief that it's not too hard. You know what I'm saying? I felt like every time I've seen you do the battling or just rhyming, it always has that light and heavy mixture. Is that something you do on purpose, or do you notice it? And the rhyme scheme is always there too, which of course I always appreciate. But in terms of your style, like what do you attribute that to?
I tell every artist that I've ever consulted that you have to know yourself.
Yeah.
You got to know who you are. It's a shortcut and a cheat code for avoiding so many problems artistically. Knowing who you are, knowing what it is you want to say. The hardest part for me when it comes to writing is figuring out the first 2 bars. That's how to start my rhymes has always been my hardest thing.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, always. After that, if I can get the first 2 out the way and get to 4, I normally have to stop myself after that. My cadence and the wordplay is the wordplay. Queens get the money.
Hey.
That's I attribute that to that. But as far as like my personality, I've taken some time to early on, I was amongst monsters in the field. Tone Deaf was running around outside, and Breeze Ever Flown was running around outside, and there were Poison Pen, there were niggas outside. And if you're gonna go outside and play with these dudes, you can't sound like them. You ain't going out stimuli. You can't out like Pulitzer Prize winning Stack Sky Zoo. That's not gonna fucking happen. You don't have a chance at that. And you're not gonna out aggressive somebody like Graph. You're not gonna out clever Mickey Facts. So it's like, all right. The only thing I can be is me. And I don't, and you know this because you know me in real life, but my rhymes aren't far off from my actual personality. I inject humor in certain places. I trained MMA a bunch of years. I do like physical fighting. I really dig beating people up and fighting.
I love that aspect too. That it could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so dope. Because
it's not.
But if
we're gonna fight, we can, and I don't do nothing to lose or for second place. So I enjoy a good fight, but you've never seen me have a fight. I've never put my hands on anybody. I'm not some random bully on some dumb shit. And I much more appreciate it when everybody's having a good time. So here comes my humor. Here comes the sense of humor. Here comes me saying something silly or something funny that I think is funny, and we can laugh at that and move on to the next thing. But I take hip hop very seriously.
Yeah.
So the bars have to be something that, and I come from a school of people who made it a point to be clever, made it a point to give you something. You and I come from the rewind factor in hip hop, in rap. You had to run it back. What did he say? What was that? Hold on. Whoa. Whoa. Hold on. Wait. Run that back. I need to hear that. Like just that bar, that part, right? You need. So if I'm going to come up with, I've been known to shake the bone about a quadriplegic and knowing quadriplegics don't move, but somehow he shook till a bone fell out.
Yeah.
You got Magic Johnson flow. You say you sick, but I don't see it. That's look at Magic Johnson. You can't tell it easy.
Right.
Well, that's how my brain works. That's how my brain processes things. And thank God, because I found a way to be unique in a field of niggas who were really good at being unique, being themselves. I found I had to carve out my space. And thank God, because you motherfuckers did not make it easy.
Oh man, listen. Do you miss the rewind factor in today's mainstream music?
I miss its importance, relevancy, and I miss the frequency.
Yeah, frequency.
We used to have a lot more of that. It used to be, and I hate to sound like the guy standing on the porch yelling at the kids, but
no, we're not that. We're not that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. I don't want to criticize somebody else for how they get down, but I can't apologize for the fact that the MCs were smarter. There was a time when being clever and being intelligent and giving people something to think about and how you can twist and bend this reality to for two things to mean the same thing at once and hit them with a double entendre and a triple entendre.
3 or 4.
Really got to fit. Yeah, like how deep can you go with it while compounding all it like that shit buzzed my brain. And what I miss, because some people do it. Some people do it. It will always exist as long as there's somebody out there who rhymes. There's plenty of dudes who I can shout out.
Yes.
But I miss the frequency. I miss knowing how this person's brain would flip this scenario, scene, situation, person, place, a thing into something different and turn it into something clever. I miss the fact that used to be way more common and way easier to find, because for me it was much more entertaining. So I don't miss the rewind factor because it hasn't left, but it disappoints me that it's not way more visible.
Yeah, I miss the fact that the youngsters that are in their 20s and teens aren't excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's very few that I can hear that like that type of stuff. And it's okay to want to turn up. I used to want to party and hear crazy music as well. But in my 20s, getting them clue tapes, just hearing somebody, like you said, bend the words, to just being in awe of the wordplay. It was exciting to go along with the turn up music, man. So I kind of wish it would have, just escalated and gone forward. But that's why shows like this exist, because we want to salute what's out there and find it. And
I'll say something from the connoisseur side. There's never been a time in hip hop where the nicest nigga wasn't on top, if not on top, in the top 3. There's never been. I don't care what era you go through, the nicest with a pen in hip hop has always sat on top of the fucking mountain. And if he wasn't on top of the mountain, the dude on top of the mountain didn't want no smoke with him. When Jay-Z was running around, when Eminem was running around,
Wayne, Kendrick, like
Wayne on his run, Kendrick on his run, Drake on his run when he was barring people up. There's J. Cole on when he was. There's never been a time when the guy on top wasn't the nice. He might not have been the most popular, but the most popular didn't want to share a song with the nigga who was nice. And now we have way more niggas who are trying to be nice
Yeah.
Seeing the AJ McQueens and the Razors and the Dom on Earth and you know, Coast Contra. There's like this whole thing of dudes who are making these moves. And I see it.
Whole aura muy macho, top with a hot flow. El Chico, Dorado, cheesy as nachos, but walk like a nigga got dough, then pop Lado. Mecc, pleased to meet ya. Ain't no one let me teach ya. 6 feet murder beats over decent features. You can't see him neither. Made my enemies believers. Proceed to bring the ether, so breathe. You need the ether. I don't lie, but it'd be true if I did. Slang's 80 weight, saying nothing slick to the kid. Talk shit, your head is missing the lid. Not a loss. I'm sort of a slim thug, but I walk like a boss.
You said you messed up a line in there?
I actually messed that line up. That's Mecc, pleased to meet you. Ain't no one let me teach you. 6 feet murder beats over decent features. Double wordplay, over decent features, and I got over decent features.
Right.
Yeah, y'all can't see him neither. Over decent features, y'all can't see them either.
Okay, gotcha.
And you can't see me on a feature. Plus, you can't see my face. You can't see him either. Made my enemies believers. I was supposed to say, proceed to bring the fever. So breathe. You need the ether. That's what I was going to say. And instead, I said ether twice.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You can't. Okay. You can't see him either. Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah. When you said me, you said the more than decent. So over decent features was
more than decent features, over decent features. I wrote it wrong, but you.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Nah,
rusty, bro. I'm rusty. I'm trying to.
No, listen. Yo, I have such a fear right now of rapping live. That's another reason why I was like, yo, he's rapping in front of people. I could do basement raps all day, but in front of people is crazy. I'm at a point right now where I swear I might sound like the hip, the hop, the hip, the hop, the boot. Like I'm shook.
Not possible. Not shook, possible. Bro. For you, not possible.
Listen.
You are incapable of that level of incompetence, bro.
It's not that.
It's not even possible.
The last time I did 106 in Park, I did the back room, right? That was 2014. I was working as a paraprofessional in a high school in Atlanta at that time. I had given up the ghost, but I got a call from BT. They was like, yo, whatever, come through. I did the verse. I rapped for like 4.5 minutes. I came home, my girl, future wife was like, how you think you did? I was like, yo, I think I killed it, but I probably sound like the Sugar Hill Gang to these kids. I was like, because they was in the audience, like I saw the playback. I was like, yo, they probably looking at this dude like, what is he talking about? So anyway, I applaud you for getting back out there. That's a dope line though, the over decent features. I wouldn't I didn't even catch that. You can't see him neither. Like that's dope.
I'm trying, bro. and you button it up with the last one. You got proceed to bring the fever. So breathe. You need the ether. That's how that was supposed to go.
You already alluded to it, but when I was listening, I was like, the average person probably doesn't know your hand skills, right? So it sounds just like your typical braggadocious, just hyperbole, right? Mm-hmm. But I always thought it's you hear the average rapper go to the gunplay, go to something crazy, not average, but this when you bragging and talking your slick.
Typical.
Yeah, it's typical that you might throw that out there. And if you say something about hand skill, you might not be the nicest, but it sounds good, right?
Right, facts.
So I thought this was dope because I was like, yo, Mecc will really, that could really happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I thought that was dope how you snuck that in there. So I just had to.
Thank you. I got that line from two places. Okay. One, it was a Richard Pryor joke back in the day.
Wow.
One of those movies like my pops had on VHS and let me watch.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the time he was boxing. And he said, the nigga hit me so fast. All I saw was his hand coming back. What? And I was like, oh shit, that's clever.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I got to live out that line in real time. I was on the wrong end of it.
Wow.
I was fighting this. I was fighting this middleweight, and this dude's hands were like ridiculous. And I'm sitting there, and I'm on my guard. And every time I look up, all I see is his hand like coming back. I'm like, fuck. I'm trying to time his shit, and his hands is like, ha, ha. What the fuck? Ha. It's like, yo. Oh shit. Oh my God, what the fuck? Oh fuck. I went and wrote that line like 2 days off that experience alone. It took like 4 body shots to stop him, and I had to eat punches to do it.
That's tough. I can't even. That's too much. As we go through this verse, I realize that you are a successful A&R. Like I said, a wonderful journalist, brilliant mind.
Thank you, King.
What makes an MC nice?
Awareness of I think, okay, cadence, articulation. It doesn't help if people can't understand what you're saying.
Right.
Wordplay is a must, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's a must. It doesn't have to be complicated, but there needs to be something beyond normal everyday speech.
I agree with that.
Cannabis had this one line. It said, slippery saliva keeps my delivery tighter, enabling me to outmaneuver Russian MiG fighters. That's, you dig what I mean? That's not something you say in everyday speech. Graph, my heart's dark as hell. No, my heart's cold as hell. No wonder. When I speak, it feels like hell froze under my cell phone number.
I mean, he's different.
Yeah, but exactly. Life is hard. Life's type odd. Life's like a lightning rod fight with God. Shit like that. You have to be able to bend the language while painting the picture at the speed of someone else's comprehension. So if you're beyond my speed of comprehension, now I have to rewind it because I know you just said something and I know you said more than what I heard. So now I got to run it back. Here's the rewind factor. What makes an MC nice? I believe the cadence, the clarity, the delivery, and the ability to bend and paint a picture, bend words while painting a picture at the speed of someone else's understanding.
I do want to know what's next for you in terms of, hosting, podcasting, Mechanism Mondays. We love My Expert Opinion. We loved. I don't know what's going on.
Well, okay, my plans right now are that I got involved with a tech company called Hood IQ. We're about to reshape the way that we have these top 5, top 10 arguments, all these lists. We're making moves to make that obsolete. The arguments are going to be on a different level once we get done with it.
Okay. I love that.
I can't wait to show, especially people like you. You're going to love this. I can't wait for you specifically to see this and give me your feedback and get involved. Like once we drop this. So Hood IQ is the next thing. Mechanism Monday, I'm gonna keep that going. I'm gonna lock down Monday. So a new show that I have planned will be an extension of Mechanism Monday. I'm gonna keep dropping them on Monday.
Okay.
I'm looking to shoot my first episode next week Thursday. If everything falls into place, it'll be next week Thursday. With a special guest that I'll announce probably before I drop the episode. And Busta's new album. He has a Dragon Season. He has 2 parts out. Part 3 is on the way. I'm waiting for him to tell me the release date for that.
Yeah.
There's a very specific song on that album. When you hear it, you'll know why it's the song that I'm telling you about. And I want you to call my phone the day you hear that record. I don't care where you are.
Yeah, I got you.
What you're doing, whatever kind of time you got. When you hear that record,
Yeah.
And you're gonna look at it and know why it's that record. When you see it written on the credits, you're gonna know why it's that record. But I don't want you to call me when you see it. I want you to call me after you listen to it.
Okay, I got it.
He named me the head of A&R for Conglomerate. So I'm A&R his records from now on. Thank you. Yeah, and he named me co-executive producer for this next project.
Okay, checks.
So yeah, man, there's a couple of things. Shout out to Gat Taylor. Shout out to just everybody outside who's invited me to come sit down and talk this shit. Shout out to the good people over at the Punchline Academy, the infamous Amadeus Chi, the boys up there. Shout out to them. There's a couple of more freestyles I think I want to do, warming up to like maybe an EP or something. Like we'll see how it feels.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, inspire me. Let's go.
It's my time, Sha.
Let's do it.
It's my time. I have given plenty and been made myself a resource for every team I've ever been a part of. No one can ever say I phoned it in. I didn't give it up 100%. I went in there and I did my 1-2 for whatever I was a part of.
Yeah.
And if this is the time that I'm supposed to do something for myself, you know, I don't have the source to hang me up anymore, and I don't have those things. And there's always a reason not to do it, but there's always a reason not to do it.
Absolutely.
And for every reason there is not to do it, there's a reason to do it. And God didn't keep me looking this good for this long to not
over decent features, bro.
Come on, man. Like, what, you know, so I'm going to. I am. And my boy is sitting there with his 60-day chip by now.
Nice.
Maybe 90-day chip by now. And he's still on my neck about, you know, and if he's staying outside, I'm staying outside. So, man, if nothing, I'm a man of my word.
That's what it is, man. I'm gonna let you get out of here. Are you ever gonna pass your features on to other humans? Is that's not gonna happen?
If I find a volunteer.
Oh Lord, this man. What are you up there? Matrix dodging?
Like, volunteer. I've always wanted to be married before I had kids.
Yeah, me too.
That's it. Yeah, all right.
Maybe you're in the wrong.
Way to go, Sha.
Maybe you're in the wrong city, man. You still in Queens?
Always in my heart.
I love it.
Always in my heart. Always in my heart. Give me a minute to do a couple of things, and I'll spin the block. I think there's a path for that, but that's something I don't want to half-ass.
No, I got you. Nah, it's important, man. It's important. Take your time. But if you come to the A anytime, you know, hit me up.
I'm afraid.
I'm
afraid. I'm afraid.
If you come to the A,
I am afraid.
You good money. You hear me?
I don't even want to think about it. Get off my phone, Sha. Get off my phone. I don't even want to think about it.
As always, man, salute, love, my friend in real life. You know, like I said, one of the most brilliant minds, one of the most genuine people. It's all love. MrMecc. Yeah, salute, bro.
Every time, King. Every time.